So before we get started, I just want to shout out my other video called The Church of Woke. It kind of goes with this video a little bit. It's kind of in the same subject. It's a little bit more detailed. But in that video, it kind of just goes through the journey of how I kind of understand what's going on in the culture and just kind of like just my perspective of how everything kind of just changed out of nowhere. I know for a lot of people, it didn't come out of nowhere. This has been going on for 20, 30 years. For me, this is something I've been seeing for the last 10 years. So enjoy this video right here. I will link the Church of Woke video at the end of this video, and I also will put it here in one of the little tags, wherever it will be. You can watch it now, you can watch it later. Please subscribe, like this channel, and enjoy the video. Are your beliefs really your beliefs, or were they given to you? It's a silly question because for the most part, they are yours. But are your thoughts cultivated by nature or nurture? Lately, people who have views in the center of politics have been forced to choose a side. According to Pew Research, common ground from both voters of the left and right has shown that we are more divided on our views in 2017 than in 1994. We live in an age where anything and everything can be politicized. Your choice becomes labeled as immoral, backwards, or evil, depending upon who's looking. No longer is it acceptable to understand an opposing viewpoint. You only need to believe that the other side are full of idiots. If you dare try understanding why someone would believe differently, you get blamed for allowing evil to run rapid. Being in the center used to mean humanizing everyone to see what was really happening. But now we can't just go around seeing people as human any longer. That's a sin. Up until recently, being a centrist was a safe place to be. If you were a centrist, it was because A, you honestly didn't have a viewpoint from lack of interest and was open to understanding. Or B, you sought out truth, mostly finding yourself in the middle since the truth is usually gray. Anything too far left or right seemed based in fear. Fear is a very powerful emotion. Fear that Sharia law is coming to take over the world, or fear that the white man is coming to oppress the minorities. The fear that something is coming, and if we don't act now, we're doomed. I'm not saying that these things can't happen, but will anyone stop to ask a simple question? Why? Why does the opposing side believe the things they do? Are their beliefs based on facts or fear? In the United States, we have 332.5 million people. With that many people, you have that many viewpoints in life experiences. But we grow up being told that there are only two political views. How is that possible? You are either on the left or the right, Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative. Even when you're young, you understand there just can't be two choices. But when the grown-ups tell you something, you just follow. There's a vast number of viewpoints that each of us has. A lot of times what we believe is a mixture of both sides. Yet, for some reason, we find it bizarre to find a conservative atheist lesbian who believes in gun rights, or a religious liberal who's pro-abortion and loves smoking weed. It shocks us because we're told that you can't possibly be pro-LGBT and pro-gun, or be religious and pro-abortion. You can believe whatever you want. It's your values. Until someone comes along and changes your view, rather than forcing you to choose a side on the merit of looking like a good person, you unfortunately are a sheep. In school, you followed your current circle to fit in. But as an adult, the truth should be more important than being liked. The majority of what the media tells us to fear isn't truly taking a toll on our everyday lives. Well, until you watch the news. When we stop shaming people for not knowing what's going on in the world, I think we can get to a place where we can honestly say, I don't know. Now, I'm guilty for making people feel dumb for not caring about girls and human trafficking or whatever else was going on in the world. Until you experience the world more, you don't really know what you believe. You truly know your beliefs when you're older and been around the block a few times. A simple pregnancy can turn you from being pro-life to pro-abortion overnight. A gun being put to your head will have you running to the gun store the next day. Most of us don't really know much about anything if it doesn't pertain to us. Yet, when we are forced to choose a side we haven't put much thought into, we adopt the views of people we are the closest to. It makes sense. It's hard to challenge something if you've never thought about it, but it doesn't mean you have to choose a side either. Because of how the internet is set up to echo our so-called viewpoints, we automatically get trapped with narrow thinking. We live on one side, hearing the same things repeatedly, with algorithms confirming our new bias along with our peers. No wonder we think we know it all because you slowly learn to demonize others who believe differently. Are they crazy? Or are you missing something? The sinner has become demonized, but the sinner is the only way to see what is truly happening. The sinner can be an ignorant place, but admitting ignorance is a wise position rather than pretending you know better. When you stop and question yourself, you humanize yourself and other people. You might learn that the other side is right about a lot of things. You might even conclude that they're still wrong. But now with your own understanding, you can be confident in what you truly believe and why. No matter where you are in your understanding, never stop seeking the truth.